Startup Podcast PH is co-produced by Sprout Solutions. Check out our partners in the description. Startup Podcast PH is at CDO Bytes and we're interviewing Cagayan de Oro-based startups. In this episode, we have Fresco Green Innovations and its founder and CEO, Dennis Chavez. Hello, hello.
Hello po. Thank you for having me here, sir.
Yes, I'm very happy to have you in the podcast. Isa ka sa mga lagi nakikinig ng podcast from year one actually, ano. So
Oh,
actually parang
parang
ano 'no, parang pansin ko
na
rin, actually nag-comment ka na sa isang ano dun, isang episode, pinapakinggan mo yung mga agri-tech
yes, sir.
startups kasi you yourself is now doing, creating,
Opo.
building, expanding an agri-tech
Yes, sir.
startup. So can you know more about that, Dennis? Ano nga ba ang Fresco Green
Ah,
Innovations?
so Fresco Innovations is parang we started that during the pandemic. Parang kasi doon malaki talaga yung free time natin, no. So parang naging uso din yung farming tsaka gardening. So I recruited my classmates na agriculture yung course. I'm actually a computer engineer.
You're a student nung ginawa mo nung
Yeah,
pandemic?
yeah. Student po kami. So pinagsabay namin yung startup tsaka pag-aaral. So we sold mga fresh produce sa mga local food
Oh.
businesses, mga homeowners, mga households. Then we joined the Department of Agriculture's Young Farmers Challenge grant, and we joined under the digital agriculture category. And we pivoted from production, ay parang hindi siya pivot, parang addition lang to agri-tech po na based na startup. So yeah,
Nung start niyo pala ito, you were selling to households nga, no? Saan
Yes, sir.
nanggagaling yung produce?
Bali kami po na talaga nagtatanim sa roof.
Saan
Yeah.
kayo nagtatanim?
Bali parang siya po ang ancestral home namin. So parang rooftop na hindi na ginagamit.
Oh.
So yun po nag-start.
May ano kayo doon? Ang tawag dito yung parang mga urban farm.
Yes, sir.
Anong
Urban
tanim
farm.
yun? Anong mga produce?
Yung common na po kasi naging uso yung hydroponics, ganyan. So mga lettuce, mga leafy greens and herbs.
Oh,
Yeah.
how do you sell? And who particularly do you sell to? I mean, kakatok ba sa mga bahay or how do you sell?
Parang sir, social media lang kasi yung time is from virtual. Then mahirap po kasi pagsabayin talaga yung startup sa pag-aaral. So yung production namin consistent ganyan. Pero parang naging keen din ako na ito talaga yung niche na gusto ko. Kasi parang parang recently din ang story, no. So while naglinis ako sa kwarto ko, may nakita ko mga documents. So when pag-enter ko ng college, parang na-discover ko ba na nag-try pala ako mag-apply ng agriculture course diyan sa Xavier.
Oh.
Parang hindi ko na maalala na parang wala na
deep
ba.
inside
Yeah,
you.
parang may sa subconscious na po, sir ba. Tsaka mayroon din yung isang paper na CM. So I think central exam something. It para siyang exam for mga high school to yung career na parang inclined sa'yo. So nakita ko rin yung agriculture yung parang then may realizations pa na yung mga research ko sa high school agri-related. So parang doon parang nasa subconscious ko na pala kaya ako inclined to agriculture. So parang I took up computer engineering kasi mga barkada ko adik mag-computer. Ako parang Dota, Counter-Strike. So kaya ako nag-computer engineering. Tsaka meron po kasing si Kuya Dan Fabro shoutout. Parang siya din, parang din po kasi isa siyang white hat hacker. So marami siyang parang yung cybersecurity expert. Marami siyang companies na na-hack na like mga Alibaba, Amazon, ganyan. Okay, mag-mention ng brands to.
So, go.
Yeah, so parang powerful talaga, parang ang power niya, tsaka na-inspire ako doon. Pero ngayon is parang shifted away from yung cybersecurity. So parang agri-tech.
Oh, that's nice. Parang maybe it's written in the stars, wow. Pero parang nasa loob-loob mo pala. Baka, na parang you're really may affinity ka talaga sa agriculture. And now you have the skills kasi you studied computer engineering. So pwede mo siya i-combine yan into agri-tech.
Yes, sir.
Diba?
Yes.
Pero punta muna natin, So, punta muna natin yung parang problem that you're solving now as an agri-tech startup. Nagsimula kayo sa pagbenta ng produce, so you have experience na rin into farming, urban farms, and then selling to consumers. And then now, ano nga ba parang yung problem talaga na solving?
So actually, sir, mahirap talaga siya tignan on a single lens ng problem kasi
that's true.
Kailangan talaga ng holistic solutions. So, i-mention ko lang, sir, we started as an parang agri-tech provider until now, pero mahirap siya kasi agri-tech provider, di ba, we provide mga agri-tech solutions to farmers, mga data-driven, mga data collection, sensors, and IoT. Ang problem po kasi, sir, is first is hindi siya scalable. Kasi iba't ibang farms, iba't ibang problems, iba't ibang solutions. And kalawa po is yung aging farmer population. So the average age of a Filipino farmer is 50 to 60 years old. So, hindi po sila talaga makaka-adapt sa technology kasi nahihirapan nga sila. And lastly is yung economic status. So, according din to statistics, farmers and fisher folk are among the poorest in the country. So, if focus kami sa technology na aspect, no, hindi po talaga siya maging sustainable. Kaya, ngayon is, we pivoted. Actually, I cannot mention din po kasi share ko lang po,
Sure.
we're in talks with an angel din. So, parang ang galing niya na angel kasi hindi siya conservative, sir ba? So, yeah, right now is we are in R&D phase. Bali, into a different product na. And hopefully, we can launch this year or early next year. So, yeah, parang, ano sa sir, gist lang is, parang siyang agritech combined with edotech, yung wino-work on namin.
Okay, actually, put na muna natin yung ano no, yung problem nga ng mga ng adoption ng mga
Adoption.
farmers sa tech. Totoo yun
Yeah.
na hindi naman lahat ng farmers lalo na yung mga by stats baka i-bash nyo kami. By stats,
Yeah, sir.
growing population ang farmers and
Opo.
less sa mga younger generations
Yeah.
ang nagfa-farming. Although may opportunity yung
Yeah.
urban farming nga, no?
Yes, sir.
Ang ganda nga actually kung makita natin na yung bawat bahay
Oo.
na may mga Gen Z or may millennials or
Yeah.
may yung mas after pa ng Gen Z
Oo.
na may mga urban farms
Yes,
ano.
sir.
So ang ganda ng tingnan. Pero kayo ngayon parang gusto niyong i-enable syempre pa rin yung farmers. Hindi naman
Yes, sir.
necessarily tech
Yes,
eh,
sir.
no?
Hindi namin, part din sa ng mission. Although nag-pivot kami, hindi namin in-erase sa isip namin yung farmer talaga yung tutulungan in the end.
Pero on that ano no, so what exactly kahit tech man yan or non-tech, how exactly do you parang plan to enable itong mga farmers na to?
Ano po talaga, for me is, yeah, parang yung goal, gist lang din sir ng product namin. Yung goal namin is to really improve yung public perception ng people towards agriculture. Parang yun yung for us yung effective. So, ano din po, parang, yeah, it really improve kasi, for example, yung mga family ng farmers, parang, yeah, yung mga anak nila, nakita nila yung kahirapan na pinagdaanan ng parents sila. So, parang ma-discourage sila mag-agriculture. Kasi, actually po, recently nakapunta rin ako ng Vietnam, parang nanalo ako ng isang competition, all expense paid. So,
anong competition yan?
Sa, ano po sir, sa vlogger po siya kasi sa YouTube. So, sikat siya na agribusiness vlogger, si Sir Buddy.
Okay.
So, I won parang agribusiness, parang siyang agribusiness how it works na learning tour. So, I got to learn yung landscape nila doon sa farming. So, ano po, first ko na notice is, malaking portion sa kanilang population, ano po yung Vietnam is 100 million people. Into agriculture is mga 30 to 40 or plus million are into agriculture.
Marami.
So,
30%.
Yeah, sa Philippines naman po, population natin is 120 million. Farmer natin, yung engaged sa agriculture, 10 million lang. So, malaki po yung reliance natin sa farmers, no? So, yeah, kaya po mahal siguro ang mga benta sa mga goods, mga crops natin kasi kaunti lang yung farmers. Then, yung ano po, talaga yung change in mindset kasi doon din, every time kami kumakain, may gulay palagi sa table. So, statistics in sira, yung Pinoy, meat eater talaga. So, an average person, na Filipino person is, we eat 60 kilograms of vegetables in a year. Compared sa Vietnam or sa South Korea, umabot sila ng up to 200 kilograms.
Puro gulay dun eh.
Yeah, so, malaki yung demand ng produce, malaki yung demand ng gulay. So, malaki din yung ng farmers, yung may mapupunta talaga yung crops. Doon nga po sir is, bahay ng farmers is pension. Dito naman po, parang, parang ewan ko lang.
Pero ang galing. Ang ganda ng stats na yun, first of all, comparing with Vietnam.
Yeah.
So yun, lumilito yung mga pinaproblema nito. This is a large, hindi lang siya agricultural problem, large societal problem.
Yeah.
First of all, yun nga, ang farmers sa Pilipinas ay matatanda at paunti na ng paunti.
Yes,
so,
yes,
very, very scarce siya compared nga with others, Vietnam, ano? Second, yung demand, so yung supply, bababa. Then yung demand, mahalaga ang gulay sa buhay ng tao.
Well, parang we are also, Vincer, focus kami sa wellness ng people.
Yun, exactly. Ngayon, umuunti ang supply, pero yung demand, ganun pa rin, or dapat nga tumaas. Yung price, kaya din ang taas, sobrang mahal ng gulay sa Pilipinas. Dahil nag-i-import tayo. Ayun na nga parang, sorry. The fact na nag-i-import tayo, shows the demand that we really need, ano? Yeah.
May cases din po kasi na mas mahal magdala ng goods from Mindanao to Luzon compared sa China or Vietnam to Philippines. So, kaya po tayo nag-i-import kasi mahal dalhin yung produkto. Kasi yung Mindanao po is a food basket. So, mahal magdala ng foods up north compared sa yung China, Vietnam, magdala ng
Oh,
goods dito. So,
naiiyak tuloy ako.
logistics din po siya na
Oh,
like,
hindi, I mean, well, because we're an archipelago, no,
yeah,
may part din siya. Yan din naman yung ginagawa ng ibang agritech startups sa Pilipinas. Maganda nga ng iba-iba ng tinatake yung mga agritech
yeah,
startups kasi may, first of all, may parang market, parang yung commerce side na to, no,
yeah,
na
commerce.
yung farmers diretso sa mga
Yeah,
consumers.
yeah.
Second, yung supply chain
Yeah
nito,
po.
no, tsaka yung logistics kung
Opo.
paano ba mapamura yung pag-transport ng mga crops,
Oo.
ng vegetables, ng fruits, ganyan. In what I see sa inyo, so ngayon, mas, ano pa ito, parang larger
Yeah.
perspective kasi gusto niyong i-increase yung supply.
Yeah.
Kasi gusto niyong paramihin yung mga farmers. Is that right?
Parang ano, sir, yeah, yung public perception talaga gusto namin i-improve. Parang yun yung for us yung roots. So yan yung we're working on sa bago namin na ano.
Interesting, super interesting. Now I
Yeah.
understand that Angel. So
Yeah.
ang galing din nung
Yeah,
nakita nung
actually,
Angel
sir,
na yun.
it's a really weird, parang siyang weird na ano, sir, kasi yung Angel namin na-meet ko sa isang tech conference sa DevCon Mindanao Summit.
Oh, yeah.
Nag-invest siya ay parang ano, sir, wala akong pinitch na product. Wala akong parang ganyan, parang layout na proposal, ganyan. Ano lang, yung kasi di ba nag-talk ako. I only talk about our journey, tsaka ano yung problems ng agriculture in the country. Enough na sa kanya yun to invest na. So wala akong pinitch. Walang ano po, sir. Wala
Super
kami.
Angel.
Yeah, super Angel.
Pero I mean, ako rin naman nung kinento mo sa akin to, na-convince mo ako actually. Hindi, to be honest yung problem na nalatag mo yung problem, and then nalatag mo yung passion mo for farming, for
Yes, sir.
agriculture. I mean, I think for an Angel,
Yeah.
Angel pa lang naman eh. I mean,
Opo.
it's really the
Opo.
idea stage eh.
Opo.
So, that's, malaking bagay na rin yung
Yes,
mga
sir.
yun. Pero yeah, let's go dun, no, sa may, you don't need to share the details, pero you're combining parang agritech tsaka edutech.
Yes,
So,
yes, sir.
ano yung nakikita niyong way para
Way.
ma-improve yung public perception sa
Yeah.
farming, tsaka paparami yung mga farmers?
So, sa akin talaga, sir, is
At saka, sorry, before
Yeah.
idagdag ko lang kasi ang notion ng mga tao sa farmers, yung laging may scarecrow,
Yeah.
may may yung hat na pang
Yeah.
farm, and then damit na hindi
Yeah,
naman
yes, sir.
pero we need to change that perception.
Yeah.
Yes, sige, go ahead.
So, yung approach ko talaga, sir, is hilig ako sa mga unorthodox, parang
Yan,
mga
goods
weird,
yan.
parang gusto ko yung mga weird na. So for me, sir, is ano siya, like for especially ngayon sa generation, parang there needs to be a face, parang, sir, ba? So parang yung sa Facebook ko cloud chasing talaga, pero in a good way kasi parang yung agriculture din kasi, sir, is hindi lang tanim-tanim, broad kasi yung agriculture, no. May logistics, may sa genetic engineering na side, may sa marami, broad din yung ano ng agriculture ba, yung mga skills or mga careers na connected. So parang for me, sir, is parang related din sa ganyan. Then we are also trying to improve yung vision, yung perception nga na may technology involved. Parang may gusto rin namin, sir, i-implement yung holistic learning kasi for me agriculture is holistic talaga in nature. Like for example, if you are planting, di ba, you are studying on how much water to put on crops, how much fertilizer. You can study sa accounting. So pwede mo ma-compute kung kano yung gastos mo or yung pag-sell mo. Then you can also explore yung sa chemicals na side. You can explore. Parang for me, sir, is holistic talaga siya. Then ano siya, kontra siya sa yung ngayon na sa school theory lang lahat. So agriculture po is theory, malagay mo sa practice right there and then. So yun yung gist ng ano namin.
Ang dami kong ideas na nagkasalita ka. Ang dami kong ideas na naisip. First idea, I mean brainstorming na lang naman din sa podcast. Yung mga vlog, bakit hindi magkaroon ng mga vloggers na farming based, diba? Agriculture based na nag-vlog sila about what they farm and i-highlight nila na makakatipid actually yung mga tao if they have if they plant their own food, diba? If they create their own food. Second, what if parang somehow yung mga iba kasing parang sumisikat siya because of the internet, parang may competition aspect na parang, uy, I want to produce more, uy, I want to plant more. So baka pwede rin mangyari na maging mainstream yung farming, tapos yung mga tao nag-post sa social media na, uy, I planted this today and ganito karami na plant ko. So pwede rin may social media aspect dyan, na mangyayari na parang normalist talaga and parang mainstream talaga yung farming.
For me talaga, yun talaga yung kahit ma-saturate man, sir, or ganun. Kasi for me, food security talaga. For example, what if may another global crisis
Yeah,
strikes?
exactly.
So, di ba, mag-close yung economy. So, let's say Vietnam, malaking producer. Kailangan nila i-prioritize yung self nila. So, may global crisis naman. Saan tayo kukuha ng mga goods? But yun nga, sir, may story ako na narinig dito sa CDO. Yung pandemic, mag-close sana yung Bukidnon tsaka Cagayan. So, Cagayan, parang na-trap. Saan kakuha ng food? So, parang ganyan, sir ba? It's food security talaga.
Yeah. Kaya din naman nagmahal ang plants, ang vegetables nung pandemic, di ba? Kasi nga,
close
yun yung effect talaga when the supply chains get broken.
For me rin, sir, is agriculture brings you a special kind of peace of mind. Yung peace of mind na kahit zombie apocalypse or world war, buhay ka.
Basta may bahay ka na may farm ka sa bahay.
Parang yun yung peace of mind na it brings.
True. So, kasi nasanay na tayo sa mundo na parang ang mga vegetables binibili natin sa sa grocery.
Yes, sir.
And then di natin alam kung saan nanggagaling yung mga vegetables na yun eh.
Mayroon pong malaking disconnect between food production and food consumption. So yun, tama nga, sir, parang hindi natin na-imagine kung ano yung journey ng food.
Yeah.
So parang because of that po, less yung empathy natin sa farmers, sa food, talaga, food side, yung supply chain. So yeah, for me, it's really the public perception of farming talaga yung gusto namin.
Kung ikaw mismo yung farmer, kung may experience ka sa farming, ma-appreciate mo yung ginagawa ng mga farmers natin.
Yes,
so on that end, as an edutech platform, siguro kahit pahapyaw lang na parang how do you plan to educate or how do you plan to make it mainstream yung parang farming?
Sir, parang we will do a pilot test. Then, actually, sir, yung sabi ko kanina, parang gusto ko yung mga weirdo ways. Nag-rely din ako kasi sa gut feeling. So, yeah, start kami sa pilot. Basta pilot na partners, ganyan. I have a gut feeling na, siya, parang cloud. Parang siyang potential siya for virality, ganyan.
Yun, actually, kailangan siya mapaviral.
Yeah. Then we will leverage on that. Kasi yun, may some experience po kasi ako sa virality kasi may yung ginawa ko kasi is, di ba, inalign yung startup tsaka thesis ko din. So, I have a thesis video na parang semi-viral. So, parang doon ko po, parang nag-boom talaga yung startup namin. Parang doon na may nabigyan ng spotlight. So, after that po, is successful yung pilot testing. Gawan po namin siya ng study. So, we will collab with mga social sciences, ganyan, para mag-engage sa policy making, ganyan. So, po talaga, sir, parang holistic siya na approach. Mahirap po siya, pero parang ako, delusional ako. Parang in a good way. Parang yan talaga yung goal, sorry. Parang, yeah, sir, yung approach.
Is payroll processing taking too much of your time? Introducing Sprout Payroll Starter. For as low as 5,000 pesos per month, you get a team of experts to help you with your payroll and HR needs. We'll help compute and process payroll, handle all your government compliance requirements, and automate timekeeping. Leave the payroll to us so you can focus on growing your business. Enjoy peace of mind with Sprout Payroll Starter.
Pwede kung virality ang habol, makipag-collab with yung mga sikat na vloggers, sila Kong TV, sila Ninong Lee, sila
definitely.
Kahit not to kahit mga controversial din,
Yes, sir.
pero kung ganun talaga pero that's really a good parang ma-normalize nga yung farming.
Yes, sir, definitely.
So, sige, pag-usapan muna natin ang iyong background. Napaka-passionate mo about farming. And so, can we know more about your background?
Story.
And paano ba talaga exactly that you decided to really parang do the startup? Become your full-time here now? Or do you have a
full-time?
Full-time na. So, how did you transition to that?
So, po siya, parang during my undergrad, nung hackathon, parang mahilig ako mag-join ng mga hackathon, mga pitching competitions. Kasi high school ako, hilig ako manood ng Shark Tank. Then during sa kasagsagan ng pandemic, lumabas yung K-drama na startup.
Favorite ko yun.
Yeah, favorite ko din, sir.
Sila, ano nga ba pangalan?
Silang Shaw Dalmi, silang
Dalmi.
Nakalimutan ko yung name ni
Favorite ko yung kapatid ni Dalmi. Yung di ba naghiwalay sila? Yung napunta dun sa mayaman na. Anyway.
So yun, sir, parang, it's nasa subconscious ko na parang ganyan. Then, lonely din po siya kasi in a way parang sa computer engineering po kasi namin parang kaunti lang kami, like I think 3 lang sa amin na pumasok sa course na kasi may yung gusto niyan ba. Yung iba kasi naubusan ng slots, kaya napunta doon or ganyan. So, parang lonely siya. So, then wala ring community. Yung community that time is hindi pa siya like, malago. Then, so yeah, that's why parang naging desperate ako maghanap ng communities. Then, sa pag-join ko ng mga competitions, parang doon ko nahanap yung my people, parang yung talaga, yung like-minded po ng mga person. Then, yeah, yung pag-join po namin mga hackathon is nakaabot kami ng mga national, international, mga levels. Then, yeah, during the undergraduate program, around mga third year is nag-start, second year pala, nag-start kami ng urban farm, then aligned with the school. Then, yeah, I recruited my classmates na agriculture. So, pa kami, diverse po yung skill set ng team. So,
which school pala?
So my co-founders po, shout out din si Siren and si Kathleen and Ezekiel. So, they are agriculturists na. Licensed na sila ngayon.
Oh.
They graduated magna cum laude and also sa Xavier University.
Xavier University. Okay.
Tsaka top-notcher din po yun sa boards exam. So, pero unfortunately, hindi po talaga student-friendly tsaka fresh grad-friendly yung startup ecosystem dito. So, yeah, when they took their board exam, parang doon na nag-start to diverge ng paths namin. Pero
so they need it's true na, people need jobs pa rin naman. People need to earn
we
money.
need to feed ourselves. So, alam nga i-force ko sila so parang so nang nangyari is part-time lang sila. Ako lang yung full-time kasi I acknowledge my privilege din to para maka-focus yung hindi mag-job hindi magkuha ng job ganyan. So buhay sa kasi yung may mama so run sa business na food, so parang doon ako kumakain. So yun po, then yeah, we joined mga competitions, nagpa-incubate kami sa CDO Bytes, join kami ng mga programs. Then malaki naman po yung feel ko, parami naman yung support. Parang pero yung mindset ng karamihan is feel ko same pa rin, like join ako ng ganito for compliance lang, then hanggang doon lang. So, parang gusto ko rin po i-instill sa mga yung nakababata sa mga students ngayon na hopefully pag-graduate ninyo is okay na yung startup ecosystem, malaki na yung support. Then kasi ngayon is hindi pa talaga viable path yung startup. Parang gusto ko rin mag-engage into policy making para talaga enhance talaga yung
Well, true naman, startup is a big risk.
Yeah,
I mean,
risk
startups,
talaga.
being a startup founder pa talaga is a big risk kasi baka matagal pa yung return of investment So, yung iba, I mean, actually marami ay part-time muna nag-startup founder. Pero yun nga, believe nga ako sa na you're really passionate into this Pero now pala, you have an angel investor na rin are you finding team members now or may team ka na ba ulit na
yeah. So actually po, ang sobrang idol ko yung angel namin kasi po sir, parang binigyan niya kami ng security. Sige, tell your co-founders to send their resignation letter. So you can
suseldohan nila
so you can work on this full time. They'll give you X years or months of runway, ganyan. So po siya. So right now is full po kami sa team kasi
ilang kayo sa team?
Right now po is 6 pero parang yung dalawa is hindi pa po siya like parang right now we are looking to mga 3 to 4 yung maka full time. So may computer engineer, chemical engineer, agriculturist, tsaka architect. Kasi I'm also seeing parang opportunities sa green architecture na area.
I like this angel parang parang talagang gusto niyang gawin yung company rin parang gusto niyang itayo tong company na to and finance niya kasi I believe also he is also parang yun din yung direction ng passion niya, yung making farming a mainstream thing.
Parang for me sir is siguro mga next month parang gusto ko rin siyang social media ba. Gusto ko i-share na
pag okay na, pag public
pag public. Kasi parang para yung mga local na mga rich people dito sa local, para mag-invest na sila sa mga
actually yan napansin ko sa CDO na kinaganda ng CDO. The rich people here actually, I mean may mga CDO is actually firm developed din dahil sa mga yung mga naunang businessmen dito, mga naunang nagtayo ng negosyo dito and they're now wealthy. And actually sa mga ilang kong nakakausap now, sila, giving back sila. They're helping yung mga startup founders like yun yung develop nyo. So you're developing a platform, Is this like a platform na
combination of software and hardware siya, sir?
Oh, sige. Later natin yan.
Yes, sir.
Pag-announce na and kapag public na. About the Cagayan de Oro startup ecosystem. Sige, let's talk more about that. What do you think about the
Yeah.
ecosystem here? And comparing it with, if you can compare it with another city or...
So, yeah, for me, sir, is, I always see the same faces. Parang yung yung mga nauna sa startup, mga mentors, naging mentors din namin. Parang parang it's still small. Kaya, yun, parang nagme-mentor din ako mga students, ganyan, para talaga ma-encourage. Like, compare naman po, let's say, recently, yung sa DevCon Mindanao nga, sa Davao na summit, parang na-amaze ako, sir, kasi may nakilala ko mga young founders din. They dropped out of college, 18, they made an app na parang Angkas.
Oh,
They raised millions. Parang, right now, they are 21 years old. So,
startup life talaga. Startup life.
talaga, sir, na parang naging open yung ko, sir, ba? Parang lumaki yung mundo. Ang laki. It's a wild world. Then, compared din po sa Manila, sa Luzon, kasi active din ako sa social media, ganyan. Ay, parang ang active ng mga movements doon, yung organizing mga events, yung mga capacity building, mga startup mga ganaps, marami po sa Luzon talaga. Dito is parang it's mga same faces, mga ganyan. Then kulangan pa po talaga ako sa like mindset. Kasi yun parang hanggang compliance lang or for this project only, for this subject only. Parang hindi naman po natin sila ma-blame kasi nga yung security ba na pag-graduate dapat may job na. So hirap po talagang marami po talagang room for
parang mas rin, parang mas may advantages din naman kung hindi ganun kalaki. Kasi like yung startup ecosystem sa Manila, medyo magulo na nga rin siya somehow, kasi ang daming players, ang daming tao, ang daming events. I mean, sa sobrang daming events, wala ka nang pupuntahan. Baliktad siya nangyayari. Sobrang daming events, hindi ka na pupunta.
Overwhelmed na sa
Nung nagpunta ako sa Cebu, tsaka here in CDO, kaya mong puntahan lahat ng events Kaya that's why ang reason is the same faces ang makikita mo kasi hindi pa naman ganun karami. I mean, sa Manila you can do that naman, of course, pero ayun nga, parang somehow pipiliin mo na rin yung nagkakaroon ng small silo, small city, small sa about the naman, bago ko i-launch yung isa ko pang tanong, yung may na iniisip ko kaya ako nagpunta sa CDO. In terms of the like consumers, how receptive are they to innovations or to new tech? Kasi part din yun ng startup ecosystem. Hindi lang naman founders and investors ang bumubuo ng ecosystem. Yung consumers din. Nakarelate din dun ang startup ecosystem. Kasi sila yung at the end of the day, magbabayad ng mga produkto, diba? So, what do you think about parang receptiveness ng mga tao? Especially nung nagbenta ka ng mga local product, ng mga produce sa mga households.
Parang sir, alien pa po talaga yung startup. Pero technology-wise, pero kasi parang yung binibase ko not to stereotype yung like mga otaku events, mga anime events, mga computer na mga rig setup, parang ganyan. Parang okay naman po yung parang pero parang baby pa po dito sa Cagayan din yung tech sa
Pero well, on the agri side, kayo, hindi nyo naman kailangan kasi for example, nung benta ka ng from your urban farm, ng produce from your urban farms, as long as mas mura yun kaysa sa grocery and quality naman, bibilihin niya nung diba? Nung consumer So, hindi naman, when now that I think of it, when it comes to receptiveness to new tech, as long as ma-present mo siya in the consumer way, in the best consumer way, kukunin niya nung, diba?
Parang in a way, sir, is experimental po talaga siya. Like, it is to find out pa. Ganyan.
Yeah. That's the thing I want to ask kasi CDO is actually yung startup ecosystem dito. Actually parang top siya sa buong Pilipinas na thriving. Top 3 nga I think. Top 3. And ngayon nagpunta ako dito, I think nakikita ko kung bakit. Siguro share ko lang konti sa podcast. First, yung syempre may wave ng mga wealthy businessmen na parang nag-fund ng mga startups. Tsaka talagang they really want to the innovativeness.
Marami pong ganap din sa Northern Mindanao in the following months. Parang yung maraming ganap po. So, nakikita ko sa yung pag-present ni Sir Bimbo sa Oro Chamber. Maraming ganap sa Northern Mindanao.
Ayun, yun yung mga ganun. Enablers, parang enablers. Second, actually, ang ganda ng schools dito sa CDO. Mga sikat na schools like si USTP, andito tayo now, si Xavier University. Pati sila, Liceo, Tsaka, ang napansin ko, yung mga students, I'm not sure, baka pa lang to, unang haka-haka, unang hypothesis. The students like you, meron kayong drive to be entrepreneurs. And yung natutunan nyo sa, for example, engineering, hindi enough sa inyo na gamitin lang siya for the skill to be employed. Gusto nyo siyang gamitin to make your own business or to make innovations, to make something out of it. What do you think?
Yeah. Parang sir, if for me sir, sa MSU IIT lang kasi doon ako nag-aral. Parang
MSU IIT din pala, shout out. Pupunta ako doon next week.
next week.
Napaka din ng TBI dyan. Napaka progressive.
Bale sir, parang for me, rare lang for me sir, I don't want to parang high yung thinking of myself ba. Parang kulangan pa po ng push yung mga students na I don't know, parang kulangan pa po ng counting push na lang siguro.
Push pa, kailangan may push. Kasi
Pero,
ang ano naman talaga dyan, yung risk din pa rin talaga.
risk,
Yung
wala.
kung ganun ba sila ka risk taker din, tsaka kaya mo na i-take yung risk na to do a startup. Pero I think the Filipinos have the parang the resourcefulness and the innovativeness and the possible willingness. Kailangan talaga ng stability, parang economic financial stability din, no?
Opo.
Ayun. Ayun, so let's go to our last part ng ating interview. What's your vision really for Fresco Greennovations, and especially given your passion for farming, agriculture? Ano ba yung nakikita mo parang possible mangyari sa agriculture ecosystem ng Pilipinas na as a whole?
So, yeah, actually yung vision namin sir, sinulat namin last 2022, hindi pa rin siya nag-change until ngayon. So, we really have a strong vision. So, yung first is to enhance yung livelihood ng farmers with new technology. Then, second is to promote digital agriculture and mga data-driven na farming decisions, mga farming solutions. Next is to encourage the youth to pursue agriculture.
Pero yun yung focus nyo ngayon, no?
Yeah po. To encourage the youth kasi yung aging farmer population, di ba, naubos yung farmers. So, dapat i-replace may like bagong generation of farmers. Then lastly is to to combat climate to spark action to combat climate change.
Very important yun. Pero actually true yun now that I think of it. Bakit nga yung mga agri-startups naka-focus on enabling farmers? Wala nga tayong farmers. Our farmers are paunti na paunti.
Tama sir, naisip. Just now wala na-realize din, sabi mo. Tama.
So dapat parami mo na yung supply ng mga farmers. Yun yung ginagawa nyo. Yun yung gusto nyo gawin. Parami yung supply, make it mainstream. You have youth farmers, urban farming.
Yeah.
Actually, ako personally, I want to farm. Hindi ko lang alam kung paano. Tsaka dahil hindi siya mainstream, walang resources. Pero ako gusto ko rin talaga magkaroon ng sariling farm sa bahay. I mean, if I were
Then may nakita rin po kaming opportunity dyan kasi yung pandemic, maraming nag-try ng farming, gardening. Pero as the economy opened, parang marami naging busy, so na-abandon yung nila.
Kasi baka hindi pala nakikita yung parang sustainability and profitability if ever ng farming. Pero why not? Pwede siyang side hustle. Imbis ng e-commerce natin, nagre-resell tayo ng mga pabango, ng mga pampaganda. Ang i-resell natin, mga halaman, tinanim natin.
Pwede naman po sir.
Tsaka yung mga, di ba, may mga nag-live selling ng mga plants.
Meron.
Mag-live selling tayo ng mga products natin. Kamatis, sibuyas.
Parang sharing din sir ba ng parang ecosystem na siya, ganyan. Like, nagtanim ako ng kamatis, swap tayo ng lettuce, ganyan.
Pwede. Actually, gano'n naman yung nangyayari talaga Like, city to city, town to town, province to province. Ako tatanim ko ng ganito, ito tatanim ng ganito. Then mag-trade. So, pwedeng household to household trading.
So, sir, din add ko lang sa vision din namin is gusto rin namin na maging mura yung organic produce.
Yun din. Actually, sorry, ang daldal ko
Kasi,
if dumami yung supply nga, I think it will follow na bababa yung price. Given
kasi for me sir is yung organic talaga kasi organic means hindi lang about fertilizers ganyan. Organic means parang nature is also healing. So yun po kasi ngayon mahal po talaga ng organic produce kasi mahal din yung pag-maintain. So for me sir is organic produce. Then actually what yung angel po namin ba? What won him over din kasi is during my talk, nag-ask siya ng questions. Ano yung vision mo ng agriculture? Ang answer ko kasi is, yung agri-tech is not about yung technology about IoT. It's not about the mga application. For me, it's a biotech na aspect. Like, producing mga climate resilient crops. Like, for example, may biotech din na product, si UPLB, na you have your seeds. Parang i-mix mo yung seeds sa para siyang powder. These are mga beneficial na microorganisms. So pagtanim mo sir is, 'di ba, may nitrifying bacteria, yung NPK po. So pag tubo ng ugat ng tanim, bali yung nitrogen kukunin niya sa atmosphere. Hindi ka na paglalagay ng nitrogen na chemicals, ganyan. So, for me, sir, is marami po talagang, for us, gusto ko rin mag-explore ng biotech. Kasi may recent din na mga breakthroughs, no, na nag-combine po yung biology, yung biotechnology, tsaka programming, computer science. So, yung breakthrough ng Google, yung DeepMind, AlphaFold po. Parang AlphaFold. So, yun po ang nakita kong vision ni the
AI plus chemistry.
Yeah,
Speaking of chemistry, ang ganda rin yan, no, na our chemists na nauubos na ng trabaho kasi hindi naman ganun karami ang chemical manufacturing dito sa Pilipinas can also go to agriculture.
Yeah, parang yun, sir, parang yan din yung problema dito sa Philippines kasi actually, I was in Manila 2 days ago din may forum sa AIM, parang nag-attend lang ko, free lang na they talk about yung STEM careers in the country. Wala may po tayong STEM, pero STEM na graduates, pero not into the STEM na...
So, wala naman tayong industry masyado.
Wala tayong industry. So, goal po namin lagi promote yung mga green jobs, mga STEM careers. Yan.
Okay.
Parang sir, kasi a lot of mentors have been telling me na, you're trying to do a lot of things. Parang, for me, gusto ko rin naman. It's true na parang, may advantage siya disadvantage po. Kasi, if you're trying to do a lot of things, parang matrain yung mind mo bala. May mga bagay na pwede mong i-align. Pero, importante din yung focus. Kasi, if focus, mas malaki yung hakbang na makuha mo. Pero, if you're trying to do a lot of things, you're forced to think holistically in a way. So may siya sa balance.
True. Pero I mean perfect naman yun. Parang meron kayong roadmap. Siguro like magandang roadmap nga start with increasing the supply of farmers. Kung marami ng farmers, enable them with tech, yung analytics, productivity, yung fertilizers, chemistry. And then third yung climate resiliency kasi important naman talaga siya to protect the produces and in the end, mapalaki yung kita ng farms. Pero, I think that's a possible roadmap. And then, in phases nyo naman siya gagawin. Diba? I mean, may roadmap kayo, may direction, pero focus on step by step. Right?
Step by step, yes, sir. Talaga.
Pero, ang ganda nitong usapan natin kasi
thank you, sir.
Ngayon, I mean, nakausap na ako ng ibang mga agritech startups. Pero, ang ganda ng pag-tackle mo sa problem It's very, may stats, first of all. Tsaka, believable siya, convincing siya na ito yung problem na dapat nating tugunan. Na I agree with that actually. Increase the supply of farmers. Actually, I know one startup in Zamboanga na parang may ganyan din ginagawa.
Kidzo Farm. Sir Munir.
Yes.
Hi, sir.
Shout out kay Munir. Yeah. I mean, yun din yung parang gusto lang gawin to increase the farmers in a friendly way, in a parang mainstream way.
Yes, sir.
So, ayun. Last question then is you're very motivated
Yes,
pero I still want to ask you this question. What keeps you driven? Parang, ano ba talaga yung, saan nangagaling apoy for this?
Actually, sir, parang for me, yung kasi connected din sa angel investment. Kasi in the first 6 months this year, po talaga, parang naging down yung mental health ko. Like, I've been desperate. So, I sought mga professional help. Parang, sir, parang, pero nag-bounce back naman ako. Tsaka yung angel din na aspect. Po talaga, for me is, I don't want to have any regrets. Ganyan. Parang, yung imagine ko, say, the world is ending, climate change, ganyan. I don't want to have any regrets. Parang is in me din na to help other people, parang to grow, to foster a community. Kasi, parang gusto ko rin bumawi mo kasi, yun nga, yung sabi ko nina sa mga classmates ko, parang, I realized na, during that time, I should have been, a leader to step up, like, inspire them na, uy, dito kayo sa maganda yung program natin. Parang may regrets na ako dun parts na. So, I want to carry out sa...
Good thing you mentioned that. Leadership. Alam mo, isa din yan sa mga na-realize ko recently kung gaano ka-importante ang leadership.
Kasi, introverted po kasi doon. Wala akong social skills, social anxiety. Parang ngayon, parang bumabawi ako na
Pero, I mean, that's important kasi how do you keep your team, your people motivated? I think malaking part ang leadership dyan, yung role din ng leader. So the founder and the CEO should also be a leader din. Ayun. Ayun, maraming salamat, Dennis. By the way, if our listeners want to know more about Fresco Greennovations, baka may angel dyan na gusto rin mag-fund, mag-invest. Actually, may possible business model I mean, maganda yung possible business model niya. Pero medyo siya, long-term, possible long-term. Pero, why not? So baka there's anyone there who want to reach out, angel, investors, or partners, other startups.
Yeah, I also,
yeah.
okay lang sir, I also know mga startups dito locally no na may potential for scaling tsaka maganda rin yung impact. Can I share
Sige,
sir?
go.
So first po is shoutout kina mga mentors din po namin. May startup po dito kasi silang Kuya Dreamer tsaka si Kuya Jay. Bale, may po like may law, bale siya, connected siya sa isang law. I don't know if napasa na or ongoing pa yung itanong ng startup. So let's say required po ang before graduating, required ng student na mag-plant ng trees or so parang parang kasi 'di ba yung
Maganda rin yun.
target market is whole Philippines and ilan yung gumagraduate each year. So like parang nilang ginagawang digital din connecting the student to the tree planter or tree carer, parang ganyan. Then meron din po yung sa RA 119285, actually idea pa siya ngayon. Hindi idea. Parang prototyping stage sa MSIT din. Parang po siya mandated ba po kasi by mandated na yung mga establishments na above 50,000 kilowatt-hour every year is dapat may energy auditor sila. So may nagmo-monitor ng kung ano yung konsumo ng kuryente, saang parts ng building parang malaking konsumo or may may mga inefficiencies. So in the country, paano po, like limited po kasi yung auditors in the country. So yeah, I think sa Miss Oriental, I think mga less than 10 lang yung so lahat ng establishments doon sa 10 na napupunta. So may potential po doon for scalability din. Then marami pong startups dito, may din like sa road maintenance. So kasi maganda yung pitch niya kasi did you know that terrorism kills more people than road yung mga road damages, yung mga potholes ganyan. So marami yung namamatay sa
road.
I mean,
Baliktad.
More people die from mga road na potholes ganyan compared to terrorism. So it's more deadly. Then they have a solution para siyang I forgot, streamline na yung like maintenance saka monitoring ng mga road. Then po talaga parang na-notice ko sa Northern Mindanao yung mga startups are geared for social impact. Siya din po
good.
silang silang Mami Uma sa Picatok.
Yeah, shout out yung Picatok.
Po
I'll
sa
meet her sa Iligan in a few weeks, next week.
So yeah, sa po siya sa yung mga kids with learning disabilities, mga autistic children ganyan. Yeah, yung marami po talaga sa
actually yun nga yung gusto ko, kaya ako rin gusto magmutang Northern Mindanao actually, at mag-interview ng startup dito kasi very very specific yung problems that you want that the founders here want to solve para mga community based din.
Yeah.
Ano yung makita lang problema and may potential for scaling or for profitability for a business model, a good business model, they do it. I mean like dito ko nga lang nalaman yung mga ganitong specific problems now that I went here sa CDO.
Also si Sir Harold Kapili, sir, familiar. Yung human hair, very relevant siya ngayon kasi may oil spill sa Baguio, di ba? Yun. So marami pong startups dito if you're mga angels po na we're willing to invest.
Shoutout din natin sa speaking about very unique startups, yung sa MSU IIT na incubated sila Galansyang.
Galansyang sila po sila sa
very unique startup. Pero ang ganda. Reforestation siya for mining, after mining. Ang ganda kasi very niche problem, very niche solution. Pero ang ganda nung ginagawa nila. Ang ganda ng tech, ang ganda ng model.
So yeah,
it's really, I mean, ako gusto magpunta dito to find out more about the startups. Personally talk with you guys and no deeper. Hindi lang yung nababasa ko lang or lumalabas sa media.
Yeah.
I really want to talk with you din personally para mas magets ko yung feel and makakalaman ko saan yung pinanggagalingan ninyo. And I'm really amazed. amazed. Ayun. So thank you Dennis. Thank you for this conversation. Salamat.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much to our 45 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskNextPH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. ROC.ph, our creative marketing partner. Get unlimited digital marketing services monthly. One CFO services, bookkeeping and tax, and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. And Space Cebu, global co-working space, private office, and meeting rooms for startups, digital nomads, and freelancers. Tuala, privacy-focused digital experience for sharing identity information across Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. Mamiki, super Super Pet App, the Philippines' first ever one-stop mobile app for pet products and services. MarketMind Local, a digital marketing company focused in helping small and medium businesses. Mata Technologies, Philippines' premier provider of virtual tours and maps for LGUs, real estate, tourism, and private businesses. Hire Business Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Smile, consent-driven digital employment verification service to make smarter decisions faster. DiviCode Technologies, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. Drive Manila, PH's largest peer-to-peer car rental community. Ignite Careers, career matching platform for Filipino talents and hiring companies in the outsourcing industry. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and weight loss programs for you. Benjoy's Food Products, the home of premium bacon ends, tapa, and tocino. This episode is powered by Contact RFID Business Cards, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Founders Launchpad, Packetworks, Uplift Codecamp, Pareto Consulting, Agile Data Solutions, Hassel PH, Board Prep, Zales, Sears MD, Pahatid PH. Please support the podcast through the links in the description.